Greetings, everybody, and welcome to another Friday post-flight. That's right, FNT is either winding down or has finished, and I welcome each and every one of you here. We've got so many great people here in the chat. I appreciate each and every one of you for showing up. We have a very special guest today, somebody I consider a friend, somebody who has been around for a long time, and somebody who does some amazing things on YouTube. He's also a great collaborator with the Dark Council and so many other things that he's involved in. He's also a motorcycle enthusiast, but you should probably know who I'm talking about, and if not, you should probably figure out a way to get subscribed, because my buddy today, my pal, the man that's joining me, his name is the Lord Commander, Dmajini. How's it going, Dimajini? You doing good there, buddy? Are you enjoying things? Is this is your first time on EV Muck, so it's a little different. So, but welcome.
Yeah, there you go. All right, there we go. I don't know. I had a little delay. Hi, how's everybody doing?
We got. I think they're doing good. I want to say thanks for the FNT raid.
I see that.
Yeah, and FNT was a little bit of a little weird today, but it was fun weird. A lot of audio issues, so I felt like that.
Well,
that
speaking of audio issues, I think I'm having some right now myself, but that's okay. We're gonna power through it. We're gonna power through it, baby.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, we got some people in the chat. We are live now on Grumble, the Green Machine. We are live on Twitter, and we are live on YouTube. So we are good. We've got people to say hi to. We'll do that real quick, and then we're going to get right into the interview, my friend. We don't want to waste any time. We got Walter Tomaszewski saying TriStar is done. Yep, they are. JPR PH1 is in the house as well. Good to see you. And we've got Penny. Looks like Avengers Rising says that we got bad news about Paramount. Warren Buffett just gave the entire studio up and handed it to Vanguard. Yeah, no, we actually reported on that news. Yeah, he gave up his holdings, and I think everything's going to go sideways. Yeah, but that's okay. It looks like the renewed deal with Ellison's company might actually happen, so that's true. Moving on. Sorry, guys. Who else is out there? We got Peach Fan Ann. Good to see you. And Dapper Bard Games is here. Stopping by for a bit. Just back from FNT. Well, awesome. Thanks for being here. FKHC 2005 is here. We got Hound Monkey in the house. We've got the great one, Captain Fandom Nerd. Shrap 3D is here. You guys are going to want to check out Dmajini. He's going to be a good visit today. Bad Bill is out there in the chat. Dmajini himself is in the chat. What's up, man? And Angmar WK. Bone is here. Amazing. Low Spec Linux Laptop is here. Keely Chow Roll Tide Keely. And Randall. What's up, Randall Orser? Let's see who else popped through. A couple other people dropped in. We're going to scroll. Mass Grave is here. We got Jim Watari in the house and Davina Duckworth. Oh, and check it out. Dimajini 6 says, Dimajini, hey, baby, how you doing?
Wait, who said that?
That's 6. 6 is just
Oh, 6. Yeah. Oh.
It's
how you doing? How you doing?
Well, yeah, we got some stuff to get to and get through.
What's up, Nick Weiser?
We got Nick in the house. Look at all these great people popping in. Love it. And yeah, let's get into it. You've been on YouTube for a while, haven't you, man? You've been here for a bit.
So, if you want to go by actual YouTube years, my channel has existed since 2009, but I wasn't doing this until 2017. 2017 was my first visual commentary video that I did, and that was about Mass Effect Andromeda, and which, by the way, this was one of the first things that actually got me noticing the message.
Oh,
because a lot of people talk about like how they did Alloy, and Horizon Zero Dawn, and how they changed Lara Croft and all that stuff. But people don't really make as much noise about what they did to the Mass Effect franchise. Because listen, not for nothing, but the trilogy, the Shepherd trilogy, has some fine ass women in there, aliens and humans, right?
There you go.
And
Oh yeah.
you figure the game that came out, I think what was the first Mass Effect was probably like 2007, I'm going to say.
It might have been like a different time than that. It might have been much earlier than that. I don't
Yeah.
remember exactly, but yeah.
But it's an older game. Like the game has been around for a while. And I mean, listen, who doesn't love some Liara? I'm just saying, a little blue Asari mommy.
I
But
hear
when
you.
they came to Mass Effect Andromeda, not only was your female protagonist derped out because what's her name? Jade Rossi, who's the mocap actress, they did the same thing they did to the girl who is in the new Star Wars Outlaws game that's coming out like now. How she's gorgeous, and they made her character look like a derp. Yeah, they did that back then. So that was my very first video that I did talking to the people, and
Oh.
and I used which by the way, I'm still using the same laptop. This laptop has been holding it down, baby. This is the last Sony Vaio. Been holding it down. I've upgraded cameras, got a new mic, but I've been doing it using the same laptop. Got me a new monitor and all that stuff, but this laptop is old faithful. Old faithful. I had this laptop for a long time, so she's been holding me down. At some point, I want to get me one. Big Meta PCs. You want to sponsor somebody? Hit your boy up. um, but yeah, that was the first video I did, and then obviously, the Last Jedi happened, and I think that's when we all came together as the fandom menace at that time.
Right.
And since then, we've gone our separate ways, some of us, but the spirit of the fandom menace is still there. It's still there.
Hmm. I think it's just morphed into various things. And real quick, I want to acknowledge an amazing super chat, a wonderful gift from our good friend Hayden. What's up, Hayden? Hayden drops a 20 on this one, and he says this will be a fun show. Yeah, this is going to be a fun show.
Is that the same Hayden that they call Hayden Wayne in G&G?
That's Hayden. Hayden. That's right.
Yeah. What's up, man? I see you all the time in the G&G chat.
Yeah, he lives.
This guy, he got to be holding weight, man, because he is very generous.
He is incredibly generous.
I mean,
yes, and thank you very much, Hayden. You are a boss.
Thank you.
We appreciate you, man. But no, so you've been doing this a while now. Tell everybody about the collaborative show that you do. Well, you try to do once a week.
Yeah, we try to do. I mean, well, right now, like some of us changed, jobs. I just changed into a new company that I'm with now, so I'm actually in training right now. But I've changed my schedule, so the thing right now is a little bit of a hiatus because we just got a bunch of things going on. Junk is getting ready for the Achromatic Chronicles Green, which that should be coming out, I think, this month with the Ripper Sin. Big shouts to them, right?
Yeah.
And big shouts to Ripper for that gorgeous, which is way out of my price range right now, but gorgeous Yaira statue from what is that? Let's just go blanking his name.
John 3PO.
Oh my God, McFarlane.
Oh
yeah,
the
for
toys.
McFarlane toys.
Oh,
Yes. So big shouts to them for that. And somebody asked me, have I played Final Fantasy Rebirth? Yes, I'm actually in the middle of playing that right now. I'm trying to wrap that up because we have Final Fantasy Dawn Show coming out, which is coming out the end of this month, and I have to get my pre-order now so I can get those XP earrings. So yes, I am playing that right now. I will say this about that game. Sorry, I got a little distracted, but
no problem.
That game is fantastic when it wants to be Final Fantasy VII. But the mini games are ridiculous, and that's the one flaw that I would say about that game, and it is a big flaw. But when it's not doing that, it's good. So as far as the Dark Council, so that actually started out, believe it or not, it was basically like the Avengers, right, with Drunk and Abu Nas,
right.
They were the ones who kind of came up with this idea, and it was originally started out as some black guys in the drunk. That was the name of the show at first, and then we went more on the, since we definitely at the time we were talking about Star Wars a lot, and we went with the Dark Council to kind of coincide with the High Council. So the Dark Council would be the Sith side of the councils in the original once great Star Wars franchise.
Right.
But yeah, so that's what started it. And you know what the purpose of that show was because at the time there was this, and it still is happening to this day, where the mainstream, the access media, whenever it comes to anybody voicing their displeasure about what the Disney overlords, the evil mouse is doing, or any Hollywood right now doing, it will always be, it's the evil white boys inside their mom's basement with the neck beards. And I'm like, hey, I've been here since the beginning, and I don't like that ish either, And it was like they totally ignore that, and even to this day, they ignore when you have people like Lorena.
Yeah.
When she came on a little later, when she was speaking her mind about things, they ignored what she said. They ignored what Stephanie Janicek was saying. A lot of people who were stating that it weren't white and male, who were stating that OG Star Wars, who's definitely always scrapping with everybody on Twitter, and it just totally ignoring the people, the other side of this, where it was like, hey, it's not people just being instant phobic, right? It's people saying, hey, Star Wars isn't what it is. As a matter of fact, there was let me see if I can look. I just want to give you verbatim what I said, because it's very on the topic of what we're talking about right now.
Right.
And let me see if I can find it real fast, because it's just that same topic that we're going on right now with.
Oh, hey, we've got that story to talk about on Star Wars. So if you want to look that up for later, let me real quick. I want to say thank you to Angmar. Angmar hit us with 10 Culture Casino memberships. Thank you. Oh my goodness, the generosity. Thank you, Angmar. Sweet. Man, 2 heavy hitters in here today. Very
wow,
generous.
Look at that, man. All those gifted memberships. Fantastic.
I know. 10, man. 10. Thank you very much. I know those people are going to be thrilled. It's raining green is true. But I tell you what, we're gonna shuffle on real quick. I know I was having you go into a diatribe about all of that, but would you say that you are back to a regular schedule with the great Dark Council?
Yeah, so the Dark Council is every other Wednesday. So I think we should be starting it back this Wednesday coming up.
All right.
If I'm correct.
Okay.
If all things holds up, everything should be. And Drunk might not be there because, like I said, he is getting.
He's doing a press.
He's
tour.
doing the achromatic. Yeah, the achromatic thing. Yeah. So he might not be there, but everybody else, and Lord Callis. Lord Callis has been MIA, and obviously, a lot of people don't know that Abunas is retired, even though I keep telling him he's Michael Corleone. Every time he calls himself getting out, we're going to pull him back in, because House of the Dragon is coming out, and there's no way he's not going to be talking about that. There's 0 chances that that's going to happen. So, but yeah, we're every other Wednesday. There should be this Wednesday that we are going back live.
Sweet. That's cool. Well, I'll make it a point to check in with you if I can. If I've got internet where I'm going to be, I will check in on Wednesday. But I have to get to the first part of the show. We're 16 minutes in. I haven't asked you a question, and you got 3 coming. Are you ready? Let's get to
I'm ready.
3 questions. Here we go. We have our 3 questions now. Okay, during this part of the show, and you know what? I'm going to put the chat back up. Here we go. Let's get that back in the mix. During this part of the show, I'm going to ask you 3 questions. You're already prepared. You already know what I'm going to ask you. Everybody does. The first 3 are easy mode.
Yes, I do.
All right, so here we go. This is a fun one. What is your favorite television show of all time? Of all time, not like this month, not this week, but of all time. What's the one that sticks with you? What's the best?
I'm going to tell you the one that I literally purchase the entire. I purchased it and the spinoff, and that will be Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Wow. Wow. So
Buffy the
yeah.
Vampire Slayer is one of my
Yeah.
favorite TV shows of all time. And
Oh my
I
gosh.
literally went out. I mean, I have you can't see it from here, but I have the whole. I have all of Buffy and all of Angel on DVD.
Well,
And by the way, that what's that?
Eric K comes back at you after 36 months of membership, and with his member chat, he says, "Why, why, and why?" Those are his three questions. Anyway. Now go ahead. Yeah,
Well,
no,
he could have
that's
said,
amazing.
Who,
So you
"Who's
bought?
Gamora? Why is Gamora?"
Oh, there you go. No, you actually bought all the seasons.
Yeah, I have all the seasons.
Wow.
And by the way, with the Buffy one, I had to buy each individual season. The Angel, I was lucky enough to just buy the whole box set.
Oh wow.
So
Okay.
that was
All
pretty
right.
cool.
Yeah, a lot
Yeah,
of
so
people
I have the
rolled
whole
right
box
in.
set.
Yeah, a lot of people rolled right into that spinoff. They really did like it. So that's amazing. So,
Yeah.
how?
And the thing about it is, especially for the first,
Oh
I want to
wow.
say up until Buffy ended, they kind of had like the crossovers that was going together the whole time.
Oh well, here's a fun update for you, courtesy of the great talented Andy Masterson, who says, "Tell him that there is a third-party company that has started making new Buffy 1/6 size figures, sixth
Oh,
scale.
nice.
That's amazing, right? I'm gonna have to check those out. That's cool. Thank you, Andy.
Yeah.
Andy is the
Well, one thing I
master.
don't have room is I don't have a lot of figures, and I think the last one that I have that's still intact is my Optimus Prime, but it's the Power Master. I wish it was the original. If here's, you know, that kind of falls into the weird story, but I don't want to go there yet. But I'll save the Optimus Prime story later. But I just put it to you like this here: I never got the diecast G1 Optimus Prime, and I'll tell you, I'll give you the story about that when we do our weird stories.
All right, that sounds good. Weatherman's gonna leave us tonight because I guess time to lay down. All right, my friend. Thanks for being here and thanks for being around for 17 months. Much appreciated. Saw a few other
Awesome.
people sneak in, but yeah. So apparently you got some more collectibles and you're really into Buffy. I have to tell you, there were some reasons to be into Buffy. I mean,
Especially season 1 and 2,
that's
and
true.
a little bit of 3. Actually, season 3. After season 3, she started doing the Hollywood diet. But I think she was the absolute hottest was when she did Cruel Intentions.
Yeah,
In
she
Cruel
actually
Intentions, oh
she,
my God.
she did a series of wonderful films and backed it up with the television show. So she was in demand for a long
Mm-hmm.
time. Speaking of in demand,
Yeah.
Graph Web for $2 does what Graph Web does and reminds you, for freak's sake, hashtag cancel Disney Plus. That's right. FFS, hashtag cancel Disney Plus. Indeed. And you should put that money
Who's looking
back in your
forward to the
pocket.
Acolyte? Yay!
Hey. No, I don't know. But hey, we're going to talk about that. That's one of the topics. So, all right. Well, we're going to get to the second question of the day. I got some people out there that are watching all kinds of stuff, but let's get to it. Second question of the day. It's not a secret. It's not a mystery. It is, what is your go-to film when you're sick, when you're homesick, when you're feeling down? What is that film that just brings you back? What is the go-to film?
So it's a bit of a tie between two movies. And they're both, to me, I think, very timeless classics. One of them is Back to the Future, and the other one is Hook. I love those movies.
Well, do you have a favorite? Is Hook your favorite? I love Hook. I think it's one of those great films. I don't know if a lot of people know about that movie now. I mean, I do. I'm old, but you got you got some great acting in that, and you've got some, you at least one person that's no longer with us.
So I mean, if it's gonna between the two, I mean, I love the both of them because, like, I'll go Back to the Future, but I do love Hook. Hook is like, that's like one of the my favorite like childhood movies right there.
Hook.
But I'll go Back to the Future.
Back to the Future. Fair enough. A lot of people love that.
Yeah.
This is Twister Chat slowing up on the UYT. Cool. Oh, all right. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got Twitter. Indeed. Welcome.
Oh, Twitter can.
Oh, yeah. I'm streaming to Twitter. I'm going to the green machine. Yeah. Oh, I can highlight it. Yeah, it's right here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, watch here. There you go. Bang. Yeah, that's Eric on X.
Nice.
Yeah. They got a new chat feature that allows
me to. Do you call it X or do you call it Twitter?
Yes. I call it both.
You call them both?
Yeah, I call it both.
I don't even call. I don't think I've called it X since it's been changed the name.
Yeah.
The only time I'll do it is like unironically calling it that.
Yeah. No, I call it X sometimes again. But Putin's cat does the famous Rufio. Oh, that's right.
Oh.
Angmar likes what
your mom's a nearsighted gynecologist.
All right. Well, that's cool.
That was inside the movie. Your mom's a nearsighted gynecologist.
That's right. But I will tell you that Back to the Future is one of those classics. There's no way to argue with you on that. Both of the films are great. But yeah, gosh, what else is going on? I got to ask you another question. We're booking through the questions. So question number 3 is one of my favorites because it makes you think. I don't want to know what your favorite film is. I want to know what was your best or favorite film experience. What happened to that? What was the thing that made it your favorite? What was it? Because you went with your friends? Did you go with a family member? Was it because you went into a drive-in? What was your favorite film experience, Dmajini?
I actually was thinking of one, but you just made me think of another one that I think tops the one I was going to say.
Oh.
I'm actually going to say Blues Brothers. Blues Brothers was the last film that I saw in a drive-in. And I was on top of the roof. My mom was there with her friend, and it was me and my little sister. And we were on top of the roof and watching Blues Brothers. And back then, you had the cheap little transistor radio to hear the sound.
The soundtrack. Yeah.
But that was the last drive-in movie that I saw was Blues Brothers.
Oh, yeah. It could, like I said, it could be anything, but it's funny. It's like there's moments in your life that you can recall instantly, especially stuff like that. Like Putin's cat says, it's easy back of a station wagon at a drive-in with a young lady. Yeah, a lot of people. It was a date back then. It was a date. Hey,
yeah, you can't.
Good to see.
I was never old enough to be able to take a date to the drive-in, but I do remember being a kid at the drive-in.
Yeah. Oh, we understand Putin's cat. We weren't thinking it was anything crazy. But Blues Brothers was great. John Belushi, epic. Yeah, I agree. We did get another member gift. Holy cow, the generosity today. Y'all are amazing. Jim Watari dropped 10 Culture Casino memberships. My goodness. Thank you, Jim. We appreciate it. Thank you. We are growing by leaps and bounds this stream. We got 10. 20.
Your whole chat's going to be green in a minute.
We're going to have a lot of green. It's been a good day for the chat. Thank you all so very much for being here. I appreciate it. So, yeah. Wow. So, Blues Brothers?
They still have a few. I wish I knew where there were some drive-ins open. From Eric Case, there were a few drive-ins open. I don't know where any are. And really? I think the last one that I saw was in Jersey. And it was closed down though, but it was like you see, it was there, but you could tell it was closed down. I don't know where that. That's a good thing. I'm gonna try to look one up and see if I can just go to one.
They're fun.
It's probably gonna cost me an arm and a leg now, but still.
It's less than a theater, I think. But I have to tell you, I have a few that are not exactly close, but are nearby enough that I could actually go. Now I'm thinking about it myself. I think it might be fun. Tender Warriors, like make it green.
Take the boss lady there. It'd be a good date. Yeah.
That's right. All right, Dmajini, you made it through the first 3 questions. Are you excited?
Yes, sir. Let's go. Let's get it cracking.
All right. Next up, we got weird news. I got 3 or 4 or 5 stories for you, and then you can tell me what your weird thing is. That'll be fun. And you know what? Let's jump over to weird news. All right, we got some weird stories for the day. I'm going to let you choose. We can start out with stories about noses, or we can talk a little bit about kitty
noses.
Noses, yeah. Or you'll know why in a minute. Or we can talk about a kitty rescue, or we can talk about some really strange party things in a resort town. What do you think?
So let's start with the party thing, resort town. That sounds very interesting.
Okay, so I normally don't go I don't go blue on any of my streams except for on Sunday nights on the late night show. So I'm gonna have to be very artful about crafting this one into something that can be used. Let's make sure we share the right thing. This is gonna be dangerous. I already know. All right. Okay, we are shared in the back.
Is it a bit risque?
Oh yeah, very risque. It's risky business.
Okay.
All right, let's get to it. I ain't scared. So apparently, a rowdy resort town is banning costumes for men's things and blow up dolls because apparently this rowdy town of Platia d'Aro, which is crazy. It's Platia de Oro, excuse me. Yeah, so a resort town in Spain is attempting to calm tourists' rowdy bachelor and bachelorette parties by banning blow-up dolls and giant male costumes from being displayed in public. The town itself has 12,500 in population, but it's a popular destination for bachelor and bachelorette parties. They have several companies offering travel packages aimed at celebrations. So the town has been known to host up to 300,000 tourists in a single weekend, which is huge, right? And I guess Mayor Mariucci Jimenez announced that a new bylaw is banning people from going out in public without clothing or only in their underwear or with clothing or accessories representing human genitalias or with dolls or other accessories of an adult nature. So the violations carry fines ranging from $325 to $1,627. So apparently the pre-wedding celebrations have gotten out of hand in the town recently and are threatening the peace of locals. So, wow. Okay. So, yeah, I guess they have a real problem.
That kind of reminds me of that it reminds me of that place, I think is somewhere in Asia, where they have the display of statues of protruding objects all over the place. If you know what I mean. I'm being YouTube friendly.
I believe me, I completely understand. We get the chat back on the screen. Lots of funny things in the chat on this one. So, man, can you believe this is real? There are stories I read every week. I'm like, I can't believe it's real. Yeah, the travel package. Yeah, it writes itself, right?
Yeah, it is a travel package. 100%.
Wrap it up. Tina Guzman says hi to us. It's funny. Yeah, Nano Reaper's like, it's all those cheeky Tory Brits coming over for the stag and hen parties. Won their way to the 0 seats. Yeah. Let's see what we got going on. Hey, good to see you, Cynthia. Yeah, every Friday, actually next Friday, it'll be a pre-recorded video that'll be premiering, so I'll try to be in the chat. Yeah, there's some wild stuff that happens there apparently, but Cynthia's like, "Oh, good Lord."
So to me, it seems like they're going out there literally, in nature, commando,
Yeah.
as they say. That's what it
Yeah.
sounds like.
Yeah. It sounds
They're
like
going
it.
commando, and then they're having their animated dolls with them. So
Yeah.
listen. I'm not one to shame, but I mean, you just gotta be mindful that there may be children around. You can't be doing all that kind of stuff with kids around. I'm just saying. I'm just
Right.
saying. If you're like in a normal tourist town, I'm sure there are all ranges of ages there. And I don't think that's a good look. I'm just saying it's not a good look.
Yeah. I think it's interesting. But fortunately, uh well, or unfortunately depending, they did put a bit of a halt on that. Again, that could bother some people that were there for a different type of adventure, especially with young kids,
Yeah,
but it could be considered prudish as well. So,
yeah.
but I think it's kind of funny. Uh, don't show your enchiladas. Silly bits that
Correct.
kind of yeah Ibiza, yeah, you can do that goofy stuff in Ibiza is quite the party place in Spain. um, all right, let's move back into a different story with Dmajini. Let's get to the nose stories. What do you think about that? Let's jump
Yeah,
over
let's get that was the next one I wanted to know about too. That seems
there. Yeah.
very
Oh, I have more than one.
intriguing.
There are two nose stories here for you, and then we'll move
Two
on
nose
from there.
stories.
Yeah. So apparently, a man has broken his own world record for typing with his nose. I'm not kidding.
I thought it was gonna be something. I thought it was gonna be something like scientific.
No, no.
Typing with your nose.
This guy went for a world record, right? So an Indian man broke his own record by typing the alphabet in 25.66 seconds using only a keyboard and his nose. His name is Vinod Kumar Shadari. And he's 44, and he set the previous time in 2023 at 27.8 seconds when he broke the record again a year later with a time of 26.73. This time, he did it again, 25.66. So the rules of the record required,
So clearly, there's no
yeah.
challengers there.
Well, look. I mean, yeah. I mean, your nose has to be a little pointy to be able to do this. Well, I would imagine, but I guess you have to type all
This is
26.
true.
You have to type all 26 letters on a standard QWERTY keyboard with a space between each letter. So yeah, he also holds the records for the fastest time to type the alphabet backward with a single hand at a time of 5.36 seconds, and the fastest time to type the alphabet with both hands behind the back at 6.78 seconds. That's wild. And I guess his profession is typing.
I mean, I guess
So
that's cool.
it's very strange. But that's not it, Dimajini. I mean, do you have any crazy talent like that? Can you type anything with your nose, or do you have a thing that's a weird human trick like that?
Um, I can't say that I do. The most I might do is I can use the nunchucks a little bit, but I'm not like super fantastic with it. But I can do that.
I thought you were. I thought you were pretty proficient with it. Last I remember. So, Stop Brat says the
I mean,
nose
I'm okay.
bone.
I'm not winning any tournaments with that though.
Yeah, that's very weird. Small Time Republic thinks that a pigeon should challenge him. Well, yeah, I think that would work. I think that could work. You guys are on fire today. Um, Boots Cat says, thankfully, my talents are useful. Well, there you go. Yeah. Why would one make this a talent? It takes all kinds. That's right, Trap 3D. Argentum says, I can type with my eyes closed, but I've never timed myself. Well, apparently there's a Guinness record out there for you, Argentum. I'm just saying. Carlos Alfredo Lopez goes, talk about a very bored typist. Yeah, I guess. All right.
Here's a fun fact. Speaking about typing, since this man never been late, the when I was in junior high school,
Yeah.
way back when in the Stone Ages,
Uh-huh.
we actually had a typing class,
Yeah.
and the way you would have to pass the class is they put a sheet over your hand and you had to basically type blindfolded.
Oh, so you couldn't look at the keyboard? Huh?
Correct.
Yeah.
Which
So
I still suck at. I'm still like a 1 to 2 finger guy. I can't do the whole hand. I can't do the whole thing.
well, as long as you know where your starter keys are, which are the F and the J, they usually have a little ridge on them. You should be able to do that. I don't know. I still look at the keyboard from time to time.
I never knew that. I just figured out. See that? I was today years old when I figured that out.
Yeah. Hey, Phoenix Knight. Good to see you. Hope you take care. Have a great weekend, everybody. Yeah. We're not going to get too nosy, but actually, that's not true. We're going to do one more nose story because I thought that everybody would love this one. So apparently, a Utah man is using his nose to inflate balloons for a world record.
Oh, dear God. That's got to be disgusting.
It's got to be gross.
Really got to be disgusting.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound very sanitary at all.
Yeah, this guy's trying. This guy I have reported on regularly, because he is a serial record breaker. He's trying to hold 250 Guinness Book of World Records titles in his lifetime, consecutive. So he's on his 173rd concurrently held. Yep. By inflating 28 balloons in 3 minutes. He's also on a quest to hold them
28 balloons with his nose.
Yep. And he already held the 1 minute version of the record, but the 3 minute version took him 42 attempts to achieve. So he did 28 balloons in the allotted time, enough to become the co-holder with fellow serial record breaker Ashrita Furman. So he's trying to surpass Silvio Saba's 180 concurrently held records. He's trying to get to 250. So this is the previous story on this. So I keep reporting on this guy. He is a lunatic. Like do you want to know something? Dmajini, tell me what you think about this world record. This guy covered his head in shaving cream and managed to get like a record number of like tennis balls to bounce onto his head.
I'm sorry, he did what now?
He covered his head in shaving cream, and then he bounced tennis balls off the wall or whatever to land them on his thing and stick there on his head in the shaving cream. Yeah, it's bonker sauce, dude. It's bonker sauce. Guinness is crazy for even allowing this to happen.
Weird.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. Okay.
Weird.
Yeah, you're doing your best Rachel Ziegler there. So I got a question. CJ's like, you're not blowing your nose in the balloon. Well, I don't know. It's pretty crazy. Tabor says, oh, man. That's right. Oh, you guys are incredible. I appreciate the support today. Lots of you out there. Hope you're all doing well. Cynthia Carter
Make sure you like that smash button.
Yeah. So you've
like
never
that
tried
smash button.
Yeah. So you've never tried to blow up balloons with your nose, Dmajini? What a look.
No.
I love it.
I haven't tried to inflate a balloon in years.
Yeah.
Let alone
with your nose. Fair enough. Yeah. And the other story was just about
the other weird story.
The other weird story was, because I want to hear your story. I'll just tell you what it was. It was a kitten getting rescued on a Florida freeway. Little kitten found itself like right in the middle line, where the dotted line, lane change divider, and it got rescued. A giant moving truck stopped and sat in the road so nobody would run over the kitten, and then a police officer went and collected it. Oh no, we've lost Dimajini. He'll be back. He's back. You were absent for a moment, Dimajini.
I don't know what happened just there.
No biggie. Just a buffering issue. But yeah, so yay for a kitten getting rescued. Of course, that was in Florida where lots of weird things happen. Now, you said you had a weird story. I want to hear said weird story.
Yes. So here's my weird story. So I was mentioning that I wanted the G1 Optimus Prime.
Right.
And
right,
I got and I got the Power Master Optimus Prime. And the only reason I got the Power Master Optimus Prime was because my godmother had bought it for me. And I forget how old I was. Probably was like 13. It was like way after when I wanted Optimus Prime.
Okay.
But the reason I never got Optimus Prime, because so my mom was pretty cool with it. She was like, listen, as long as you get good grades, I'll get you whatever Transformer you want. Right? Cool. I says, Mom, I want Optimus Prime. So you want to know why I never got Optimus Prime when my mom went there? Here's why it's weird. Because she went to the toy store and asked for Octopus.
Oh no! So you got Octopus Prime?
I'm like, Ma, yeah, I don't. I'm like, Ma, how did you like? You should have just said Transformer truck. She said she goes. I went there to try to get it for you as a surprise, and I couldn't find it. I asked for Octopus. It's Optimus Prime. But she did make it up to me. She got me Grimlock. I was a very sick kid. So one of the things that she got me when I had surgery as a kid, I came out of anesthesia, and you know what she had for me? Now she didn't have Optimus Prime, obviously, but she did have He-Man and Battle Cat combo. I was super happy to have that. Like you're literally waking up out of anesthesia and you're getting that and getting He-Man and Battle Cat combo toy. That was freaking awesome. So she kind of made up for it with that. But I still wanted my Optimus Prime though.
That's amazing. You put tears in my eyes, man. That's funny. Octopus. That's fantastic.
It was a weird, funny story.
That's a good one, though, man. That's a good one. So, yeah, Tobor's like, Octopus Prime? Is that real? No, it wasn't.
Octopus Prime, correct.
Small Time Republic just received an amazing, generous gift from Ruby Hoove, a Culture Casino membership. Welcome back to the membership, Small Time Republic. CJ's like, at least she didn't buy you a GoBot.
You know what? Real talk. I'm glad you mentioned that. That wasn't even a good thing, but that is a fantastic topic. I would say this. So GoBots, I had Leader 1. Did I ever get Psykill? I think I always wanted Psykill. I think that with Psykill was their version of Megatron, and Leader 1 was their version of Optimus Prime, right?
Yep.
And Leader 1 was the jet, and Psykill was the motorcycle. So I remember I had the GoBots, right? And I think I had this. I think it just had I was about to say Optimus, Psykill and Leader 1. I had both of them. And then Transformers came out. I used to watch GoBots all the time. And I remember the day the Transformers came out, and I was like, GoBots who? Like it was, I mean, Transformers just blew my mind. How freaking cool Transformers were. And I totally just disregarded all of my GoBots.
Oh boy.
I was like, you know what? I wanted the Transformers. I mean, they sounded cool, they looked cool. You know, I'm drawing a blank on his name, but the gentleman who plays Optimus Prime voice, I mean, he's an icon for that voice. I mean, you got to figure that was like, it was the coolest thing. And I remember when my grandmother took me to, where was it, Macy's, and she's buying me a Transformer then, and they had Megatron inside the glass. And I tell you what, my grandmother's like, yeah, you're not getting that. Because Megatron, if for you young kids out there right now, Megatron was not a tank. I know they have that tank one that's going on now that's really cool. The automated Megatron is freaking awesome. But Megatron was a German Ruger, I think it was. I think that's the type of gun he was. And they had him in a case. And they had, you know, his attachments not attached to the gun, but they were like, it was literally laid in the case as if it was in a gun case. And I was like, whoa, that thing looks freaking awesome. My grandmother was like, yeah, no, you're not getting that. Because it looked too much. Megatron looked way too much like an actual pistol.
Yep. Yeah, we were just talking about that. Yeah. Tina Guzman says
Peter Cullen. That's
Cullen.
What it was. Peter Cullen. Yes.
Autobots. No.
Thank you.
Transformers roll out. Yeah. I wish I could do the voice, but I don't have enough vocal fry to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you
CJ's
had
like,
the Robotech Valkyrie fighter. Robotech was pretty cool
I
too.
know, man.
Robotech was
I
like
know.
Robotech was like Transformers meets Gundam
Yeah.
almost. That's what
Yeah.
it was like.
It was very cool. Yeah. And
Yeah.
yeah,
And they were big though. The
I
jet was like this big.
I had the giant Voltron thing. So yeah.
You had Voltron? I had Voltron too.
Yeah.
Did you have the cars or the lions?
I had the lions that converted.
Yeah, I had the lions too. Yeah. I wanted the cars, even though the cars were never as cool as the lions. But do you know there's an actual third Voltron that never really became popular?
Really?
Yes. There was a third Voltron. It was 3 robots, and they combined, and it looked like the Indian god with the multiple hands. He had a girlfriend. Yeah. So the three robots that formed into Voltron. I saw that one time in Toys R Us, and I was like, for me, it wasn't even like, was it? It was just like the novelty of it, I guess. Like to me, I was like, I wanted something that was different than everybody got. Which, like you mentioned, me riding motorcycles. Like I like to get, the bike I got was a Triumph. I like to get stuff that people don't get. So when I saw that Voltron, I was like, that is freaking cool, and I want to get it because I know nobody has it, and I never had the money for it because not super rich, right? And of course, my mom wasn't going to drop. At that time, $20 was a lot of money to put on a toy, right? $20 back then was the equivalency of probably dropping $75 on a toy back then, right?
Right.
So my mom was like, "Yeah, you're not getting that," and I'm like, "That was the coolest thing I ever saw," but never saw it again. But it does exist. That the third Voltron is the one because they had the Lions, which is the most popular one, the 15 cars, and then they had the 3 robot, which basically was in Japan and never really made the jump over here.
Yeah, I just every time you tried to assemble those things so that it went together the right way, it was wild. But Small Time Republic reminds you, don't lick your Voltrons, kids. The lead paint is not nutritious. No, it really isn't. But real quick, we're gonna grab a super chat that we just had come in a few minutes ago, about 4 minutes ago, from our good friend. Is this live? With a Canadian $5 says, I took typing in high school instead of shop one year. All my friends made fun of me until I pointed out that I was the only guy in class and of 26 that could type. That's true. Sometimes I took everything, though. I took whatever I could. I was one of those kids that tried to do everything in school. I wanted to learn everything, but yeah.
I was the type of kid in school that I wasn't like a A student. I was like a solid B, maybe a C plus student. I wasn't like super great, but I was passable, right? Yeah. And my thing was like I wanted to get out. Like I was never like I saw some kids that we called them super seniors when they didn't graduate on time and like you're still there and everybody graduated. I never wanted to be them. I was like I want to get this right and get it done the first time and be out. That's how I felt about it. So when I was in high school, I took because I went to school in Brooklyn. I took the New York City Regent test. And if you passed that test, you didn't have to take math anymore. And I had just passed that test. It was a tough test.
You were
I passed it. I passed it with a D, but I passed it.
You were like, I am done with math. I am not doing math.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Here's the catch-22 to that. I went to a vocational high school, which was electrical installation was my major. So there was no math, but I had theory, which was basically math. Math. I still had to take math.
It's still math, yeah. Electrical, yeah, indeed. Ruby Hoof says, I took shop for the same reason. Yeah, you'd be surrounded by dudes for sure. All right. We're going to move on to the next thing. Thank you for sharing that story. That was awesome. Problem. We are going to... We're gonna move on. We're gonna do today's topics, and somehow I think that's gonna lead us into Star Wars. I don't know why, but it may. So are you ready, Dimajini? Here we go.
Let's do it.
Today's topics. So it looks like we're going to have a repeat of last weekend, except it looks like the cat may come out on top at the box office. So Garfield has the upper claw over Furiosa with 12 million second weekend. That's so far anyway. We're only into the Friday preview here. But this is sound reasoning because I don't think there's going to be much of a hold on Furiosa. So Sony's Garfield movie is showing its teeth against Warner Brothers as the second weekend face-off has Garfield at 12 million and 11.3 million for Furiosa. Garfield had a pretty good day today at 3.3 million, leading Furiosa by 0.3 million. And Garfield's week 2 hold is 53% off the 3-day, while Furiosa's isn't much behind that at 57%. Still, nearly 6% is going to be a problem. Now, we're also finding out that Sony's Haikyuu, the dumpster battle, has picked up some IMAX theaters, taking them away from Furiosa, which means there could be less earnings for that film. And it looks like, for whatever reason, this If film, which wasn't bad, it just wasn't spectacular, is doing okay at 2.6 million. So at least these films are hanging out for a while. But those aren't impressive numbers, are they, Dmajini? Dimajini?
So this has been the talk of the town lately. You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. This has been the talk of the town for a while now, that Hollywood has lost its luster. It just has. There's no getting around it. Me personally, I'd rather stay home and play my Final Fantasy, because you get a fully immersed story. You can play your movie for the most part. Obviously, streaming takes a big point of that market share. Me personally, like, if I'm not, playing PlayStation, I'm watching anime, which is, side note, this, I'm not going to do it. I don't want to do it. I'll talk about this. I'll put it like this: there's somebody who's known for being a troll, talking about anime. They kind of like, grinding my gears a little bit. But we're not going to get it. But I love anime, because anime is doing the one thing that Hollywood isn't doing.
Yeah, would that be Matt Walsh?
I'm sorry?
Would that be Matt Walsh?
No, not him. He's somebody like him. He kind of looks like him, but with grayer hair. If you see my Twitter, you know who I'm talking about. Right. So Hollywood is not doing what it used to. So look, I used to work in a movie theater, right? And I remember back in the day, the movie theater was a cheap date, right? You can take your girlfriend there, right? Obviously, they made their money off of the concession stand. But now, the ticket alone is like what the concession stand was, and the concession stand is probably what 2 or 3 tickets are now, because it's so freaking expensive to go to the movies.
Yeah.
So even though they're hitting these numbers, even though those numbers are low, those numbers will probably be even lower if you were counting them at the price. Somebody got the right name. If you were counting them at the... No, it's not. Was it him? No. I got distracted. Yeah, that's it. I got distracted in the chat. But yeah, you can't. It's just simply unaffordable to go to the movie theaters nowadays. So it is cheaper to stay home and wait for it to come on streaming, or sometimes put on your straw hat, and watch your shows. But hey, they did this to themselves. On top of the fact, you have the in cases where you say we haven't gotten it to yet, but we all know what this leads to, is we have these production companies and these developers with everything, when they want to talk smack to your paying customer. And that is a surefire way to make sure that your paying customer doesn't pay you any attention. And that's the wrong place to be when you are not making... Hollywood is not making hits right now. And the only movie I'm actually looking forward to seeing right now is Deadpool and Wolverine. And even that's going to be like...
I hope.
You know.
I hope it's good, Dmajini. I really do. You know,
Yeah.
I want it to be a successful film. But yeah. Now I'm going to ask you a question because the next thing I want to talk about and get your opinion on. Are you a fan of the sweet science?
The sweet science.
Yeah, boxing. You like boxing?
Oh. Oh.
For
So
some reason.
So here's a fun fact that you didn't know about Dimajini. I was actually going to box.
Oh.
However, I was going to box. I had somebody in my old job who was a Golden Gloves fighter, a former Golden Gloves fighter. My brother is a Golden Gloves fighter.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was going to box, even though technically they probably wouldn't. I don't know if they would have let me do it because I do have some medical issues, but I wanted to do it. But I see your little thumbnail down there, and yeah.
So here we go.
I hope
this got postponed, man. I'm bummed out. I was like, I can't wait to see this, but they had to postpone it because Mikey got an ulcer flare up. So,
wow.
Yeah,
I didn't know about that. That sucks. But
yeah.
I was hoping. I hope that we get a knockout. Now, for what I understand, Jake is going to be wearing headgear. And to me, I'm like, all that smack you talking, you wearing headgear, bro. Come on. That's like I know they wear that in like the Olympics and stuff like that, but I don't know, man. That just seems to me like if you're stepping in with Mike, you need to come correct. No headgear. Put the fully weighted gloves. I think they put lighter gloves on them or something like that. It's like they're almost treating it like an exhibition match when it shouldn't be. I want to see this dude get knocked out. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, he had a little bit of a flare up on a flight from Miami to Los Angeles. Began to feel sick, so they're delaying the fight. I'm not sure how much longer it'll be delayed, but it's interesting if you look at Tyson's record, which again,
when was the fight due anyway?
It was coming up real quick. Yeah, it got postponed. But I'm trying to read the thing. During a follow-up consultation on Thursday with medical professionals, the recommendations for Mike to do minimal to light training over the next few weeks and then return to full training with no limitations. So it looks like the new date of the fight will be announced next Friday, June 7th. So we'll find out what the new date is. And hopefully we'll get to see this soon because this thing was getting a lot of ground. And yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, dude's going to light him up. You know,
I hope he does.
I mean, I was watching him hit the bag, and I'm like thinking that Paul needs to be wearing like body armor because I'm like, look, Tyson's record is 50-6. The 6 fights were the ones that he didn't knock somebody out. Paul, who barely made it through like a win by decision recently, is 9-1 with 6 knockouts. So I mean, I'm going to be watching this thing, but I'm going to think it's going to be wild when it shows up. So, but the new date will be out. We'll know about it on the 7th. It'll be still at AT&T Stadium in Texas. So it's going to be big. And I'm excited to. I'm excited to see it.
I wish I can get into the ring, man. Because I don't know, man. I would love to test my strength. That's what I would love to do. I would love to test my strength.
I think there are people.
Big shouts to Drunk 3PO because he's gonna. What's that?
No, go ahead. What is Drunk doing?
Oh, Drunk 3PO is going to be allegedly getting trained by Gina for a UFC fight. Maybe we'll see what happens.
Dude, he's big enough. I could
allegedly.
I could see Drunk doing well. I mean, he's big enough. I'd love to see Drunk in the ring.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. I know that's kind of weird, but you know, Drunk's a friend, man. So I love that guy, and he's fun to hang out with. Let's see what the chat.
He'd be like Zangief from Street Fighter.
Yeah,
that's what he'll be like, Zangief.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. Ringside seats are 8K. Yeah, that's a little steep. I'd probably go
8K?
back a few rows.
Oof.
Yeah, I'd probably go back a few rows on the.
Yeah.
Just enough. Just enough to get some risers so I can see a little better. It doesn't matter. Everybody's going to stand up anyway. There are various points. So, hey, Bride of Slender is here. Actually, that's coming up soon. Ascendant Art is right after this. That's the automatic redirect. I think WDW Pro is going live if that's not already happened, and may pop in over there if I can. Let's see. Yeah, and Bad Bill's like, Drunk's not the pussycat he makes himself out to be. No, he's not. Dylan, what's up, Dylan? It's been a minute, bro. Got all kinds of people popping in now. I think I saw a few others.
Definitely.
Sir Dirty Dog. Yeah, look at all these great beings. It's good to see you all. By the way, the best part of Ascendant Art is Bride of Slender. She's awesome. So there's that. Yeah. Let's see. What do we got? Poopa Chalupa says, I would like to see Gina Carano versus Pedro Pascal. Dude would fold like a napkin. I don't really think we got 2 more stories to go, Dmajini. We need to bust through them as we can. Be 10 minutes apiece, so let's try and manage our time because I want you to have plenty of time to tell people what you got going on at the end. So,
okay.
Yeah, but let's jump into this, and this is one you're gonna have an opinion on, and then the last one, of course, is Star Wars, and I know you have an opinion on.
Yeah.
All right, so let's jump into this. And this blows my mind because I've been reporting on this for a while, and it's finally been confirmed by the trades. So let's jump into the fact that Captain America Brave New World reshoots are underway. They finally have pages for a script and a new mystery character. So Giancarlo Esposito joins the cast for part of a 22-day shoot as a villainous character. So, first of all, I love me some Giancarlo Esposito. He's an incredible actor. But this is like round 3 of this film, dude. Speaking of boxing. So
you want me to tell you something? You want me to tell you a secret?
Yeah, go ahead.
Not interested in this movie.
Really? So you are.
You know why?
You done with Marvel, or just this movie?
No. I mean, like I said, I'm gonna if something comes out, like I said, Deadpool Wolverine, I'm gonna go see. But this movie in particular, I don't like the fact that they have to make Falcon Captain America. I know why they did it, because of course they did it in the comics. So, but in the comics, at least they had an excuse, the roundabout reason to give him the super soldier serum. He's just a regular guy.
Yep.
With the shield.
Yep.
Yeah, you understand that, right?
Yeah.
He's a regular guy with the shield.
Yeah.
Right? He has no accelerated healing factor, nothing, right? Nothing that's going on for him. And his head is wide open, right?
Yep.
He could have just stayed Falcon. And you know, the thing I could say about this, which I know it requires a little, you know, separating yourself a little bit. But if Chris Evans was, because look, I get it. We all get it. You can't have Chris Evans play Captain America for 20 years. The only person that's come close to doing that is Hugh Jackman playing Wolverine, right?
Yeah, at 55.
We get it.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. Here's what you do in that situation. And I said this 1,000 times, and I'll say it again. When it comes to these comic book characters, you need to do the James Bond formula, which is you change the character, change the actor, but the character is the same. That's all you had to do. Steve Rogers is Captain America, like Peter Parker is Spider-Man. I don't need anybody to look like me for me to like that character. I like those characters as they were. That's why I like Bishop. I like Storm. I like Luke Cage. We have black characters that already existed that could have stayed as they are and built on them.
Uh-oh. Little hiccup. And he's back.
A freaking panda. It's literally to the Pandaverse. What's that?
Indeed. Indeed. Oh no, you just disappeared for a moment during your rant. It's okay. But I was gonna mention this.
Oh, I
They
did. I
wrapped.
couldn't tell. I saw it myself.
No, it's fine. Yeah, it's an amazing thing that this software can do. But yeah, Brave New World
Yeah.
wrapped their initial principal photography in the spring of 2020. Oh shoot, in the spring of 2023, right here. And this thing is going crazy. I don't know why. Yeah, in the spring of 2023. So this is how long they were like, wow, we're screwed. This thing sucks. We have to remake it. And so yeah, they were supposed to release this. Um, in July, and they pushed it now all the way back to next year, February 14th on Valentine's Day. That's pretty wild. So you're not seeing this at all, then?
Isn't that like the dead season?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's
That's
not
the
going to
dead
be.
season for movies. It's February.
It's terrible, terrible time of year. Yeah. So are you? So you're not seeing this at all?
I if I see it, I don't know. I might have to use my AMC points and see it for free. But I don't want to spend any money on this because I know what it's going to be about.
Yeah.
It's going to be about him being oppressed, being the black Captain America, because we haven't had a black president in a real world yet, and it's going to be so bad. We don't have black billionaires. We don't have black business owners. We don't have black let me tell you something, and I don't want to go too much in this on your channel, but
no, it's fine.
It really drives me crazy how. Listen, I get it. I wasn't there. A lot of us wasn't there, but I get it. I understand that the United States has a very checkered past when it comes to different people of different pigmentations. I don't like to say races because we're all the same race, right? We've had that problem. But here's the thing. Here's the fun thing about that. It's not like that anymore. Do we need some growing up to do? Yes, we do. We are not in a utopia yet. But I cannot stand this whole we're stuck in the 50s loop that these morons keep trying to push. I hate that. I hate that fact that we still have to have this conversation in 2024. We're still having this conversation. It is not that bad, and we're never going to succeed if we keep looking backwards. Yeah. If you keep looking back, like, oh my God, look what happened in the 1950s, and meanwhile you're walking into a brick wall, not looking into anything. Oh, but look at the 1950s. That's what they're doing, and it drives me crazy every time I see this. And this Captain America will be about that. I think I even heard somebody say something that's what's going to be. It's going to have that type of discussion going on in that movie about him being black and being Captain America. When again, in our own real timeline, in current year, we've already had a black president, which is so stupid. If they was going to have this situation, right, and have Falcon be Captain America back in the 50s, okay, that would have been a very interesting topic to have, a very interesting conversation to have, but not in 2024. We should be past that.
Right, and I
don't know.
Largely, but and correct me if I'm wrong. I was past it. In the 80s because we didn't have any division. There really wasn't. I went to a school where everybody was kind to each other. Nobody was silly. You know, of course, you were always calling each other names and stuff, but none of it was like based on any. Yeah,
that's everyone.
Yeah. So it's just absolutely insane. So, and there is a special edition of the WDW Pro Show coming up, guys. So there's that. So buckle up, kids.
Yeah. In the 90s, like I graduated high school in 94. So like when I graduated high school, and I came out to visit my cousins in New Jersey, and it was like, to me, it's like everybody was just chill. Everybody was chill. And in my lifetime, and I know this is anecdotal, but you just got to think about it, right? And this is a very anecdotal story I'm going to tell you. But in my lifetime, now I'm pretty sure behind my back, people might have said some sideways stuff or whatever, but to my face and to my knowledge, I've only had one person in my whole life, right? And it was some girl's mom who came
Oh,
at me on some hardcore um, GER stuff, right? Like
really?
she said it. She went out there and did the
Woo,
hard GER, right?
woo.
And I was like 15, and I was like, it wasn't like I was like, oh my god, oh I'm gonna die. I'm like, all right, whatever. You sound stupid, but hey, whatever. That's how I felt about it, right?
Yeah.
But but that's what it was like in the night. Now it's like they make it like the way if you looked at the media and the way the media tries to portray things, they make it seem like everybody is behind a bush, ready to just oppress black and brown people every day, all day, at all times. And honestly, to be fair, I'm almost certain that's why Falcon became Captain America in the comics initially, because that version of Captain America was after 2012. 2012 was when I think the Marvel Comics was sold completely to Disney. I think that's when that happened, and that's when all that stuff happened. That's when we got the Carol Danvers Captain America. I mean, Captain Marvel. We
Yep.
got the Kamala Khans. We got the Asian Incredible Hulk.
Yep.
We got the She-Bulk, which
Yep.
is completely nonsensical when you think about who She-Hulk is and what She-Hulk's power is about. They made She-Bulk, not She-Hulk, She-Bulk, right? They all that stuff is all for the same reason is, oh, we're in charge now. Let's us do some stuff now. And that's not how
Right.
you make things right. That's not
No,
how you make things right.
and it certainly didn't help at all. And by the way, the only time that I've ever used that word is because I'm singing along with rap lyrics. So, and I don't do it nowadays. But when I was younger, and it is what it
Oh,
is. I mean, Flava Flav is just, going to town on that word. I mean, you just like, or somebody
yeah.
else. It's just like, it is what it is. But anyway, so Dmajini, I love your perspective on that, and I appreciate you bringing that out. That's kind of what this whole interview thing is for, is so people get to know you. I want people to go check out your channel because, dude, you need to grow. You are criminally undersubscribed. But we got one last story
Yeah.
I want to get to with you, man, and then we are going to put the wrap on this package, kind of like those people
Gotcha.
in Spain. Anyway, we're going to pop over and take a look at your favorite story of the day, maybe. Are you ready?
Oh, yes. Let's get into it, baby.
All right. So the big head, otherwise known as Leslie Headland, former personal assistant of Harvey Weinstein, declares
So
that
Harvey Weinstein, baby.
That's right. That's right. It declares that people opposed to wokeness are not Star Wars fans. Now, I don't have to read this article. I know you know about this story. You tell me. Are you opposed to the wokeness?
So I'm glad. So remember I said I was going to look this up for you, right?
Yeah.
So, oh my God, why'd you just leave me right now? Go back. Oh my God. My screen just moved. I just had it up and it just moved on me. Son of a billy goat. All right, let's try this again. All right. So this wasn't from Leslie Headland to begin with, but this is something that came from that whole conversation.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say who it is. So it says like this is there's nothing divisive about Kathleen Kennedy's about what Kathleen Kennedy said, because she's right. Women are disproportionately and relentlessly harassed in Star Wars fandom, whether they be fans, creators, cast, or crew. Right? And this is the whole narrative that's being pushed again with a show before it has come out. And this when I see stuff like this means that your show has nothing to stand on. There's nothing to stand on because you are getting ready the same way they told Moses to get ready for the online, istaphobes, right? So I'll tell you what I said to this person. Let me get back to what I said. So I said, spoken by people who probably hopped on the geekdom fan train when it was safe and cool to do so. I've been here since the beginning. The women who have enjoyed Star Wars have always been embraced by the fans. Imagine pushing away somebody who has a like interest with you. I also continue. It says the truth of the matter is Star Wars is a boy slash men brand that the whole family can enjoy. Disney has changed that formula at the same time telling everyone, including the women who enjoyed the regular formula that it was, that you're an instant fold if you don't like the new formula. Star Wars died October 30th, 2012, and the franchise gets dumped on, not because there are women involved, but because it is no longer Star Wars. That is the problem with Star Wars. It is not because there's a woman involved, because there's always been women involved. The person who edited or helped edit The Empire Strikes Back, which is one of my favorite Star Wars, is George Lucas's wife. She's the one who did that.
Yep.
Princess Leia has been an icon forever, right? So, I mean, and if you want to step it forward, Jaina Solo, next to Luke Skywalker, is my favorite character in Star Wars. You see? So the thing about it is that these people will have you believe that guys were sitting there saying, oh, we don't want no women here. But by the way, if you look at the original films of when people were going to see Star Wars, not A New Hope, when it was Star Wars, look at the crowds of people that were there. First off, Star Wars was not a kid's brand. If you look at that crowd, that's all adults.
It was.
You had some kids there.
Me.
You had some women there, but it was mostly guys and adults going to see Star Wars. George, in his infinite wisdom, which was very intelligent, made toy. And that's when he started leaning towards, oh, this is a kid's brand, but it was not a kid's brand. That was not his original idea. He likes to tell you that now because he can, because it worked. It worked for him selling stuff to kids. And by the way, the kids he was selling it to were boys. And it's not like, again, it's not like Dmajini, would say, hey, there's a cute girl that I like, and she likes Star Wars. I'm going to tell her not to come watch Star Wars with me. That's stupid. Any geek guy that back in the day who was an actual geek like myself, right? If you if you had a woman, a female that liked Star Wars or even anything that you were interested in, why on God's green earth would you try to push her out of it? That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. No, we don't. It's not that we don't want females involved with Star Wars. We don't want crap stories and people who put the message before the story, which, by the way, all of the females that are in charge of Star Wars right now, that's what they're doing. They're putting the message before the story. This right here, that's a message. That article you have up there, that's a message. That's before the story. She's not telling you about the story. She's telling you about what she declares wokeness is, as opposed to being woke. That's not the story. That's the message. So that right there tells you why Star Wars is failing.
No, you're right. And you know,
sorry, I got distracted reading the chat.
Yeah, I know they're on fire today. But yeah, I mean, you know, and there have been very important women in Star Wars' history, leadership, and even in the filmmaking, because without Marcia Lucas, we would not have had the original film in all of its glory and greatness. She saved it in the edit bay, and she did that more than once. So, you know, and look, I mean, Nano Reaper's right.
So
I mean, all of these people in here are saying it. They're saying it, and it's the truth. Go ahead.
She's just as bad as the other one, the Obey Chinoy person who's like, oh, it's time for us to have a female in charge of Star Wars. You've had a female in charge of Star Wars for the past decade. How's that working out for you?
I don't think it's working out for anybody.
I'm almost tempted to watch. I'm almost tempted to watch this
the show
pending dumpster fire.
Yeah.
I'm tempted to, because I think I want to go full Raging Rhino on this just destroy it. Because listen, not for nothing, and one of my biggest problems, again, if they place this story 2,000 years before the Phantom Menace, I'd have less of a problem with this. I still think it'll suck, but I'd have less of a problem with it. Hey, the problem I'm having with this is too close to Darth Plagueis.
Oh
And
yeah.
I have a strong feeling that they are going to destroy lore, which they've already been doing. They've already been destroying lore for once they bought it. But this is too close to Darth Plagueis' era. And by the way, one of my favorite novels is the Darth Plagueis novel. And I know they're going to F this up. I know they are. They're just going to.
Yeah, and look, I mean, it's not a good sign. I mean, whenever they come out with this kind of stuff, it's already telling you that they already know they've got a dumpster fire. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's Disney has several dumpster fires this summer. This is one of them, and then coming up in 20 days, it'll be the new Splash Mountain that is now remade in the Tiana's image, which they should have just built a darn good ride for, but they didn't. So.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, Dmajini, I love it when you get fired up. If you want passionate opinions and really great stuff, folks, check out Dmajini's channel. But I'm going to let him promote himself because we're at a favorite for me. Plug yourself.
Oh, there I am. Okay. All right. Okay. So, like you can see in the chat, the name is Dmajini, Dimajini. It kind of stands for the spell breaker. That's why that says that on my Twitter page. But yeah, I do something for you 3 days a week. So it'll be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday. I do two live streams. One will be a gaming stream, and one is a live stream where I talk to you like this. So right now, I'm gaming Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which I've been kind of like bouncing around with because I was just in the farming stage. But we might continue playing that tomorrow. Also, speaking of tomorrow, I'm actually going to be on the Hypnotic show, so make sure you tune in and check that out. I'll be hanging out with them tomorrow. And obviously, the Dark Council every other Wednesday. This Wednesday coming up, you'll see me with myself, Drunk 3PO, Lorena Creole, the retired Abu Nas, Mark with a C, Fatal J, and Lord Callus. You'll see all of us there on Wednesdays. And then Monday and Wednesday, I usually give you two shorts. So I like to mix it up for you. So you get two shorts, one full stream, not full stream, but one full length video, and obviously the two live streams every week. Right on, a fellow bigot.
So you guys
Oh,
heard
you.
none of what I just said. I was just saying
Yeah.
I love what you guys are saying in the chat. They didn't hear a
I
word
just
said.
realized he wasn't up there either.
You didn't hear a word I said. I just said
He
thank
pulled
you
the
all.
Gary. He pulled the Gary.
I
y'all.
did. I pulled the Gary. You guys are incredible. Bad Bill. Yeah, we've got so much stuff coming up, and this guy's doing it. He's busier than I am. It sounds like. So my goodness. But we got more shows coming up today. Ascended Art is next, along with WDW Pro for a very special episode. So stick around. You'll go somewhere, and if you check out Ascendant Art, I think you'll find something funny. And if you check out the special edition of the Pro Show, I think you'll find something informational. So on that note, I want to say thank you to my good friend Dmajini for being here again. I think this is the first time on this version of the show where I'm doing the interview thing, so I really appreciate you coming over here, man. And
No
guys,
problem, man. Thanks for having me.
Go check out his channel, his socials, and everything, because he's got a presence everywhere. And
yes,
on that,
please. YouTube has been shadow banning me forever. I have no idea what I did to YouTube. I think I'm relatively YouTube friendly, other than maybe a not even a spicy topic, just topics that are important to speak on. And I literally I had the lovely ladies of Force of Light on my channel a couple of weeks ago, and they gave me the yellow stripe. Ask me how I had. And we talk about the Force of Light ladies. That I mean, they are wholesome, and I got the yellow stripe for that.
Hey, you know what? maybe they're worried. I'm not going to get into it. We got to end. All right. Thanks, Dmajini. I appreciate you, brother. I will see you very soon, I hope. And I hope to be in the chat for the return of the Dark Council on Wednesday. Everybody, I hope you have an amazing, wonderful weekend. I'll be doing my morning news update for Saturday. And then I may be gone for a while. On that note, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others. And until next time, see ya.
Later.